This is our destination today. It's a beautiful spring under the Mogollon Rim. It's a gorgeous hike down in here. About the first mile of it is lots of vistas and views, and then down here in the bottom of the canyon is beautiful. Join us as we explore and discover the gems on this hike under the Mogollon Rim. Now let's look for the clues that will help us find these hidden gems of nature. We're in Payson, Arizona this morning. We're going straight at the light instead of right, and we will be hiking under the Mogollon Rim. We're on Highway 87 heading north, and we're just pulling into this small town. When we get into this small town, we are going to make a left and head to our trailhead. After making a left in town, we go 5 or 6 miles to the trailhead. It's mostly pavement. There is dirt road, but it's great for streetcars. And then we make a right here, and we're right into the parking lot. So we're in the parking lot at our trailhead. I'll pan around so you can see what the parking lot looks like. Might get a little bit of glare from the sun. The entrance to the parking lot is just right over my shoulder. This is a permitted hike, so they only allow a certain amount of vehicles into the trailhead. We're in early enough, the middle of the week, so there's not a lot of vehicles here. Join us as we explore and discover the hidden gems along this trail. This is our trailhead, and we'll head down the trail. So you can see the basin down behind me. That's the basin that we're going to drop down into on our hike today. There's a lot of beautiful vistas as we look down over the edge. So it's a beautiful hike as you're going down because you get vistas almost the entire way. It's quite a gem. Just stopped at this vista point along the way and are looking down into the canyon. It's as I pan across, you can see how beautiful it is down there in the basin. Again, just one vista point after another. If you like to stop and take in views, lots of gems along this trail for looking at views. There's a number of different flowers blooming along the trail. We stopped and took pictures of 2 or 3 of the different flowers. All of them seem to be at peak blossom. Enjoy these gems as you hike down the trail. This is our view. We're going to have some great gems like this for the first mile of our hike. It's absolutely beautiful looking down into this basin. Can't wait to get down into the bottom. Because the spring is so large that we're hiking to, the area around the spring is very lush, and so the entire area is a hidden gem. The undergrowth is very dense, and so there's a lot of wildlife in there. It's kind of cool. We saw several different kinds of wildlife while we were down there. My friend Wayne, who I'm hiking with, was down by the pools while I was up by the spring. As he was walking, a Coati Mundi came out right next to him, just literally 5-10 feet from him, and jumped out and crossed his path and scurried on its way. Also, because it's lush, some of the undergrowth is poison ivy. I was in long sleeves and long pants, so I didn't get any poison ivy while I was in the underbrush, but you just need to be aware of some of the plants and some of the wildlife that's down here in these riparian areas. Hiking down the trail, we came across this little campsite down here. It's got a little cover area set aside on the trail. You can only camp in this area between October 1st and March 30th, but nice little campsite as you're hiking down the trail. Good place for you to stop and take a rest. We came around the corner and came off to this little vista point. We haven't had a lot of vistas since the first mile of the trail, but my friend Wayne is sitting here, and you can see the beauty all along the trail and down into the canyon. See Wayne enjoying it. Up in the distance you can see the other mountains, small spring coming out of the side of the hill. just across the way a mile or so. When you reach the canyon floor, the trail splits. You can go left or right. We went both directions. We first went right and just went up maybe a quarter of a mile just to see what was up there. We were just looking for some additional hidden gems. We didn't go any further than that and then turned around and came back down to the left. And of course the destination is on the left of that fork. There's no forks along the trail from the top all the way down until you get to the bottom of the canyon. And as soon as you hit the bottom of the canyon, you hit this fork in the trail and take a left. From this point on, the canyon just gets greener and greener. So this is what we've hiked down to. As you can see, it's completely dry. Just a little bit further down the trail, we'll come to our destination. Wayne and I decided to hike in the wash instead of crossing the wash and going to the other side because he remembered the headwaters being upstream from where the trail comes in. So we wanted to come onto the spring and the headwaters first. Of course, as it got moister, the forest got a little bit more dense and the undergrowth got more dense, and so eventually we had to make our way back over to the trail and then head on the trail into our destination. Oh, look at here. Bubbling right out of the ground. Look at this. This is the spring. One of the headwaters of the spring just bubbling right out of the ground. Isn't that amazing? That is incredible. Isn't this an incredible hidden gem? Crystal clear and bubbling out of the ground. The first spring that we came to where the water was pillowing out was actually coming out right underneath a tree. We thought that was kind of odd, so we decided we wanted to see what it looked like down in the spring, so we stuck the camera down in there to get a look at the spring water coming out from under the tree. Thought you'd like a look at that. Well, we're at our destination today. It's a beautiful spring and a pool. You can kind of see the spring as it comes out back behind me. The spring actually bubbles up probably another 30 or 40 yards upstream from where we're at. I'll show you a couple of those bubbles as well. It's beautiful down here in the bottom of the canyon. There's even a lot of fish down in this creek. In fact, there's a little bit of wildlife, not a lot, but as I was crossing the creek up closer to where the spring comes out, I heard a big ruckus in the woods and knew that it was a bear, so I backed up to see where I saw the bear pop out. Sure enough, he was climbing a tree. I guess he was afraid of me. I am a pretty scary guy. 6 foot, 165 pounds of him. Anyway, got to see a bear up here. It's a beautiful bear. It's gorgeous up here. Join us as we explore and discover all the gems in this beautiful canyon and on the hike down into the canyon. My friend Wayne down in there, wading down in the creek, man. It's gorgeous up here. So that's looking upstream where the spring comes out. We'll pan around. There were a lot of fish in the pools as well, so we wanted to take a look at the fish, and we stuck the camera down into the water and got a nice shot of them in the shade. Came back a little later and the sun was shining on the same spot and everything was much more clear. So we stuck the camera back in, thought you'd like to see how dense the fish were in the pool. I think these are chubs. I'm not sure, but a lot of fish, kind of cool looking picture. Looks like you're in an aquarium. Standing here in the old swimming hole. I guess this used to be a real popular swimming hole. There's nobody in here today. I think they go somewhere else, but I'm standing down here in the water. It's gorgeous down here. The water feels fabulous on my feet. Join us as we enjoy some of these gems down in the canyon. There's another view right across the water. This is another angle of the spring. This is a great angle of the spring. If you go up maybe 100 yards, the water is literally just bubbling up out of the ground. That's really a cool shot as well. You can go up and enjoy that. One of the spots where the spring comes up, it's kind of covered with algae. Another spot is just bubbling through like a pillow. But walk around this whole area down here and enjoy all the gems that cover this entire area.